We often bind ourselves to so many traditions and schedules that we lose sight of the freedom Christ died to give us. Jesus came so that we might have life and have it more abundantly. Yet, we jam-pack our schedules with endless to-do lists, overbook our children with activities, and leave no room to simply be. Hi there, my name is Julie. I've been married for more than a decade. I'm a mama to my beautiful 4-year-old son, a joyful homemaker, and I have a passion for helping and encouraging wives in their marriages. But above all, I am a daughter of God. Today, I will be doing some chores and things around the house while speaking about living a slow Christian life. I want to share something that has truly transformed my life, living a slow Christian life. In a world that constantly pushes us to do more, be more, and achieve more, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle. But as Christian wives, we're called to live differently. Today, we'll explore what it means to slow down, embrace the freedom that Jesus gave us, and truly live in the moment with our families and with God. Breaking free from the chaos, we often bind ourselves to so many traditions and schedules that we lose sight of the freedom Christ died to give us. Jesus came so that we might have life and have it more abundantly. John 10 verse 10. Yet, we jam-pack our schedules with endless to-do lists, overbook our children with activities, and leave no room to simply be. But where is the peace in that? The constant rush steals our joy and robs us of the quiet moments with God and our loved ones. It's time to break free from the chaos and embrace the simplicity God desires for us. Making time for God. Even Jesus, in the midst of his ministry, took time to separate himself and spend quiet moments with God. Luke 5 verse 16 tells us, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." He even spent 40 days in the desert, focusing solely on his communion with the Father. Matthew 4 verse 1-2. If Jesus needed that time, how much more do we need? How much time are we allowing in our schedule for God? Does God have a time slot in our busy lives, or are we pushing him to the margins? Let's remember that God is always present, but we also need to create intentional, quiet moments to be alone with him. Inviting God into everyday moments. While it's crucial to set aside specific time for God, it's also important to invite him into our everyday moments. When I drop my son off at school, I talk to God. When I go grocery shopping or when I cook, I'm speaking to God. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 17 reminds us to pray without ceasing. God is always there, and we should be constantly exalting him in our hearts, in everything we do. But living a slow life means going a step further, canceling out the noise of the day and truly communing with the Lord in stillness, just like Jesus did. To separate ourselves from this world, from our family, and spend time with God alone. Living in the present. Living a slow life is about embracing the freedom Christ offers us, not allowing ourselves to be chained to a schedule that leaves no room for spontaneity, patience, or connection. This morning, I felt a heaviness on my shoulders. Before me and my son went about our day, I asked my 4-year-old to pray for me. His simple prayer was, "Jesus, please give mommy lots of hugs today." That moment, that pause, was worth more than any item on my to-do list. 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11 teaches us to make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. And that quietness is found when we stop, breathe, and live in the moment. Turning down the world's volume. Living a quiet life means turning down the volume of the world and focusing on what truly matters. I found that when I feed myself too much news and information, my heart becomes restless and the weight of the world seems unbearable. But scripture advises us to mind our own business, 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11. Instead of lying in bed scrolling through endless news feeds, I ask God to guide me in prayer, trusting Him to show me what needs my attention in prayer, and trusting Him to show me what I should pray for this world as well. So always remember the importance of separating yourself from this world, getting close to God, and praying earnestly to Him. Working with your hands. The final piece of 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11 urges us to work with our hands. There is something deeply satisfying about creating, whether it's planting a flower, sewing, or cooking. In my home, we grow vegetables, and this simple act has taught me patience and the beauty of God's timing. It takes months for a baby to grow. It takes months for vegetables to mature. It even takes a couple of days or weeks for my kombucha to ferment. Yet, we often try to rush through life, expecting instant results. But God has designed life to unfold slowly with purpose. Practical steps to embrace a slow life. I want to share a few things that have helped me live a more slower, more intentional life. I hope these inspire you too. Allow extra time. I always give myself extra time in my schedule, especially when doing things with my son. When I rush, my patience wears thin, but when I slow down, I can enjoy the moment. I don't tell him to hurry up anymore. Instead, I relax and adjust to his pace, which allows me to stay calm and present. Focus on the moment. I make a point to look my son in the eyes when we're together. This simple act blocks out distractions and helps me fully engage with him. It's a simple reminder to be present, to enjoy his company, and to cherish these fleeting moments. Bible arts and crafts. Twice a week, we do Bible-related arts and crafts together. It's a wonderful way to teach him about Jesus while engaging in something creative. He learns about the Bible and we get to work with our hands, which strengthens our bond and deepens his understanding about God and Jesus. Grow something together. Gardening as a family has been a source of great joy and learning. My son understands that our food comes from God and not just the grocery store. The process of waiting and watching something grow teaches us patience and brings us closer as a family. Spending time in the Word. Finally, and most importantly, spending time with God is like a reset button for my soul. It's in these quiet moments that He gives me direction, peace, and the assurance that I'm living in His will. I seek to spend time in the Word, asking God to guide my steps and align my heart with His. Living a slow Christian life is about embracing the present, focusing on what truly matters, and finding joy in the simple things. It's about creating space for God in our daily routines and allowing Him to guide us through life with grace and peace. I encourage you to take a step back, slow down, and invite God into every moment of your day. Let's live in the freedom that Christ has given us, savoring each moment and finding true contentment in Him. Thank you so much for watching the video today. If this message has blessed you, please like and subscribe and share it with another wife who might need some encouragement today. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11. Aspire to live a quiet life.